What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TW Motorsports, and today we are going to be addressing something that's been bothering me for a little bit, and that is this ginormous antenna on my Corvette. This car is looking really good with the new wheels, all slammed to the ground, and honestly, I can't put it under my lift here without taking the antenna off because, as you can see, it is ridiculously tall. And I completely forgot about this. The very first time I went to back this under my lift, it of course bent around. But we're going to see if we can shorten this. Normally, guys, I would just buy one. And, well, I decided maybe I'll just cut this one down and see how it works. And if it doesn't, then I'll buy one. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to see if we can cut this thing down. So the very first thing we need to do, maybe it's loose enough to take off by hand. Of course it's not. I'm going to go ahead and take this thing off, and then we want to decide where we want to cut it. What I'm thinking is, I think I want it level with the car. So a lot of these people get a little short one, and I don't really care for that. I kind of want a little more antenna. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how tall this is, and then I'm going to base my cut on that measurement. The other thing is I want to get this ball off the top, and so we're going to see if we can do that while we're doing all this, and then we're going to put the ball back down at the cut point. So I'm going to go get a wrench, and let's get this thing off of here. So before I take this thing off, which doesn't take much, I'm going to measure this right here to see kind of how tall it is, and it's about 12 inches. So that's about what I want here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of tape. I'm going to mark 12 inches on this, and then we'll take it off and we'll start our cut. So I got a piece of tape here. Let's measure, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but that's about the height that I want it. So there's the 12-inch mark. And that is where I'm wanting to cut. So I'm going to put this piece of tape right here. And holy cow, I got way more tape than I needed. The other thing I'm going to do is see if we can get this thing off here. Phone's going crazy, guys. 8mm loosens this up, doesn't take much. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put tape on this ball up top, because when we go to pop this thing off, it'd sure be nice to know where this went. So I'm just going to kind of lightly wrap the end of it with tape, and when it shoots off, hopefully I'll be able to find it. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take this off first, the ball. I'm going to move you guys over to my freezer, which is kind of my work station, and we'll see if we can get this ball popped off. I think it just pops off, but we're going to see together because I haven't done one of these. So I've got the ball clamped at the top, and then I have a clamp. Obviously this is the cut portion, so I'm trying not to mess up the ball. I think I'm just moving the tape is what I'm doing. Oh, no, it came off. So that was a little easier than I thought it would be. Now that we've got it off, I'm going to go ahead and cut at my mark that I made with the tape. Now I'm just going to use a Dremel and a cut-off wheel. To me, that seems the easiest way. I probably have a pair of 10 snips that might cut through that, but I don't want to dull them up trying to do that. So I'm just going to grab my cutoff wheel and we'll cut that off real quick. So as you can see, I've just got a cutoff wheel on my Dremel, and we're just going to Dremel this really quick. I don't think it'll take much here, guys. And I am spinning it as I'm doing it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there we go. That is hot. So now that we have it cut in pieces, The problem is that this antenna, as it gets to the top, gets smaller. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take a file and just file this down. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, I'll try to get close to the camera, difference in size. So obviously the ball's not going to slide on there without addressing that. So I'm going to grab my file and I'm just going to file, for one, I'm going to file this flat, but then I'm going to file around the edge until that ball will slide back on. So I'm just using a regular old file and filing, turning, and I won't make you guys watch this whole deal here, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Now I could probably get my Dremel and just Dremel this down, and I may end up doing that, I don't know. Depends how long this takes. I don't want to stand out here all day filing on this. Yeah, it's going to take a while. I'm probably just going to put a wheel on my Dremel and Dremel it down to the same diameter as this. That would be way easier than doing what I'm doing. Before I do that, though, I think I'm going to wrap it in tape up to that point so we don't risk going any lower. Now, chances are I probably will respray at least the ball portion of it because I think it chipped up a little bit when I pulled it off, but let me grab my Dremel and just a little sanding disc, and we'll just sand this down real quick. I did want to show you guys what I'm going to be doing. So you can see I wrapped it up really nicely with tape, and then this is just a drum sander on my Dremel. And so I'm actually going to keep it steady, and I'm going to spin this, trying to keep it as even as possible. Now, it's not a huge deal, but you know, I don't really want the ball setting off to the right or the left, so we'll try to keep it as straight as possible, or technically centered. Now you can see it's all filed down, and I have the little ball, and it is fitting nice and snug. Now, if you want to, you can use some sort of like glue or epoxy. I think it's going to press on there. I'm going to put it upside down and kind of knock it on there, but I think we're good. Now, the only thing we're going to have to do at this point is I'm going to clean this up a little bit. It's fitting on there really, really tight. So I think we're good. I'm going to go grab some paint, and we will obviously take the tape off, but grab some paint and see if we can spray it down and get it back on the car. So I went ahead and painted it, and guys, I just used some Rust-Oleum. Let me grab it here. I used some Rust-Oleum semi-gloss, and this thing's not really shiny, so I didn't really want it shiny, so I just went with some semi-gloss black, and it looks pretty good. I might put one more coat on it, but at this point, all we have to do is put it back on. I'll take it back off if I decide to put another coat on it, but what a difference. And it's it may be just a hair shorter than the car, which is perfect though. That's exactly what I wanted. Sometimes you can't buy an antenna in the size that you want. They either make like a little bullet style. I've even seen people put like a rubber cover over the threaded piece, and I don't know. I just don't think that looks right. It just looks odd. I think it needs something. While I don't like the tall, I do like this look. But I might coat it one more time, and I'll give you guys one more look at it here in just a second once I get another coat on it. So after a second coat, it is looking really good. I went ahead and tightened it completely down with that 8mm. Sometimes I like to wrap tape around the bottom so I don't scratch it up when I'm tightening or loosening or whatnot. But take a look at how much we took out of this thing. Like, it was that, like, I can't even get it all in one shot. But guys, a pretty simple project. Honestly, I thought this ball would be a little harder to get off, and I do think you should wrap it with some tape. Like I said, if it shoots across the room, makes it way easier to find. But not a lot of tools involved here. I got them all set up here. Obviously a Dremel, and I did use that sanding drum, I guess you call it, to sand it down instead of the file. You could use a file if you wanted. Obviously some tape, some... I think that the best way to do this, unless you're going to paint the entire antenna, is some semi-gloss, because like I said, it does have a little bit of sheen to it, but it's not glossy. And then obviously some safety glasses, an 8mm to take that guy off, and then a couple, either a vice grip or something to hold it while you're popping that ball off. But all in all, guys, something I've been wanting to do for a while, and as you know, that at some point this is going to go here, and then I'm going to be pulling my old truck up here to start the motor swap on it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This works on multiple projects, so if it's something that you have like a huge antenna on that you want to cut down, it works on that. Now some of them have like a little cord that rolls across the antenna all the way to the top. You can still grind that down and do the same method. So I think, honestly guys, antennas are cheap though. They're like 15 bucks, and most of the time I just buy one. But hey, we did this for free. Didn't cost us a dime. And in this time where everybody's trying to save money, I thought it'd be a good video to make. But if you did like it, guys, like always, please smash that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, go down, hit that subscribe button. While you're down there doing that, make sure you ring that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time we drop a new video. And well, stay tuned to see what we work on next.